Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wargaming.net Gold League right here in the United States of America. This is America region. You just saw America. You just saw a long but good segment about the history of armored warfare for America and how they got involved in World War I. Very intriguing stuff. And the Pershing is named after that General Pershing. And we are going to have the next matchup underway in just a little bit. Refuse to Die versus Top Tier. Refuse to Die is a team that we did see in Season 1. They did not make it into the finals of Season 1, and they were knocked out. Relegations, I believe, in Season 2. Now they're back with a vengeance.
Yeah, they just had a lot of trouble. They tried really hard, did what they could, but just didn't have it then. They're coming back, and they look a lot better. They really have a strong team now.
Sounds like the Seattle Seahawks, man. Oh, all right.
That's just depressing.
I know. Top Tier. Top Tier, they were known as T32 Best Tier 8 2013, and they did win qualifier number 2, knocking out Victoria's Secret, which many say was an upset. It was a very good series, and it was proof yet again that these teams that are rocking out of the bronze and the silver are getting better and better and better at tanks, and I'm looking forward to what this team is going to bring, especially with Valacio on their team. He used to be on Pupstar.
That is right. And now he leads, I think, Top Tier. We're going to have to see on the interview if he decides to be the one to show up, but he's just got an interesting name, and he was a fun guy.
Yeah, a little bit quiet, but we'll see if he's going to be leading the charge here. As we jump into the face-off, Refuse to Die versus Top Tier. Gentlemen, welcome to Season 3. And it is Valacio. Hey, buddy, good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And a bag of kittens makes his return.
There I am.
Refuse to Die. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Welcome back, gentlemen, to the Gold League here at Season 3. Valacio, we'll start with you. What happened? You were at Vegas. You were with a different team. You started a new team. Give us a rundown of what happened after Vegas.
I took a plane and I went home, and I started a new team, and we passed the second qualifier, and now we're here.
Yay.
Started from the bottom. Well, he started from Vegas, pretty much. Well, congratulations. And I have to say, you guys picked the best name for a team ever.
Yeah, I know. But we had to switch it out, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a little bit long, but hey, Top Tier, you know, it suits you. It suits you, especially with how you guys played in the qualifiers. You're very experienced with being in the league itself. What is the experience of everyone else on your team? Who are they? Where'd you get them?
Actually, Coolhammer and I. Coolhammer brought in 5 guys, including himself, and I brought in 5 guys, including myself. So it was kind of like basically we're combining our 2 teams together. And Coolhammer's team was actually the Canadian team for WCG China, so they brought in lots of experience from their team. And then my team, my guys are a little bit newer, but then they're learning really fast because they're all really good players.
I had a lot of fun with those guys in China, and there was a place called Facebook Bar in China that we had a lot of fun at that bar. And they told me they mentioned the name, but I was tired from broadcasting day in and day out, but I'm sure I was pretty excited when I heard it. Refuse to Die, Bag of Kittens. You're back. You're in the season once again. What have you been up to? What has the training been like for you guys to come back to the Gold League?
Yeah, so obviously we came through the previous majors, now Solar League. We practiced probably 3-4 times a week with like our I don't know, partner team, junior team. We kind of picked them up when they were in the minors. So we practice with them a lot, and then pretty much anybody who's open to it. We try to expose ourselves to, any kind of situation, because, even a newer team that derp rushes you forces you to react differently than, a really careful, well-executed team. So.
Very nice. Bag of Kittens, is that Serb behind you to your right?
It's a common misconception. That's actually my Uncle Jim.
Okay, your Uncle Jim looks a lot like Serb from my perspective.
From my perspective, he looks like Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. But
that works too, maybe.
Yeah, I get that a lot also.
Okay. Well, I'm sure your uncle's looking out for you, man. Yeah. Right on. Right on. With the changes from Season 1 to Season 3, what changes have you guys made, and what changes have you seen? Have you physically seen in the league itself? Meta changes, the changes from Artie, and how has that affected you? Even as a player playing in pubs, how has that affected you from when we started Season 1 to now being in Season 3?
Yeah, I think you mentioned Artie. I would love to see the Bison return. Simply, I think it would add such an interesting dynamic that we're missing in competitive play. And then on top of that, as far as changes, it's really cool to watch the meta. I mean, you used to see teams fast cap in the north on Himmelsdorf. I mean, we love to do that, and I don't think you can get by doing that anymore because a lot of teams are ready for it and watching for it. So it's nice to see new ideas pop up, and then a week or two later, everybody's they've picked up on it and they're watching for it, and you have to constantly be coming out with new ideas and what we're going to do different, how we're going to outsmart the enemy.
Well, it does come down to smarts and execution. Now, both your teams have plenty of both. Top tier, Valatio, any words for your opponents before we start this battle?
May Orange Jesus be by your side.
Yeah, we were practicing earlier. I already know that we're not in favor right now.
Anything else to say, Refuse to Die, either to Valatio or to your fans that are so excited to see you back here for Season 3?
Yeah, I'd like to dedicate this match to Uncle Jim, to Andre. Gonna miss Andre, and then I'm looking forward to Season 3. So let's do this. It's gonna be fun.
All right. Well, Uncle Jim, we'll dedicate this match to you. Looking at my notes here, Refuse to Die, you have the higher seed. So the choice is heads or tails for the coin flip.
Tails never fails.
All right, let's go for tails. It is heads. Fails this time.
Tails failed.
Valatio, top tier, what will be the map choice, or will you defer?
We will choose Prokhorovka.
Prohorovka will be the map choice. Refuse to Die, what is your spawn location?
We will take south.
South side for Refuse to Die on Prohorovka. Top tier will take the north. Gentlemen, welcome to Season 3. Good to see you. Best of luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, there you have it. Top tier versus Refuse to Die. And special dedication going out to Uncle Jim. Sure is a family, a close family member.
Yeah, looks just like Serb. I'm watching you, kittens. I think he's lying. I think he's actually related to Serb. It's got to be it. He's got a picture of him with cut off from the rest of the
Serb's
family.
the English version of his name. That's how he goes by, Uncle Jim.
Yeah.
But we are almost ready in the first map, Prohorovka. The advantage of bringing out the first map as a choice, because these guys have a choice of choosing the map or deferring it to the other team.
Yeah.
When would you never defer? When would you not defer? Because to me, having the spawn location is more important.
If you don't care about spawn location, then you want map. Because the thing is, if you feel confident on both sides, a lot of teams feel like they prefer one side or another because of one reason. Like a lot of teams prefer South Ruinberg because they love the ability to fast cap in the north. They love the cap pressure and the ability to do that. But if you feel like you can defend that easily, maybe you prefer the north on Ruinberg, for example. But a map like Prohorovka, it doesn't matter what side you're on. So you can pick Prohorovka knowing that either side you can make it work. Because it's a pretty even map on both sides. I mean, there's not much difference from the north to the south side. So you can take advantage of that, pick the map that you know is even, and then no matter what your opponent picks, you're probably going to turn out just fine. It's just going to come down to you, your strategy and how it works out.
One tank that we haven't really seen yet in Season 3 is the Object 416. And when this was released around the beginning of Season 2, we saw a lot of teams bring it for the type of play of the low profile, smaller tank, could still have a good rate of fire.
Oh, beautiful rate of fire. It's disgusting DPM.
Good firefight type of tank in multiple scenarios, but especially the view. It didn't have a longer view range compared to the American tanks, but we had one of the Object 416s on the hill. They actually brought it over to the hill in one of the plays, and it worked for that team.
Yeah. Well, because from that range, I mean, gun depression isn't a big deal, and you've got heat shells with 330 millimeters of heat pen. Now, the T-69 used to have 300 millimeters of heat pen, and that was pretty potent. Now you've got that tank with 30 more millimeters of heat pen, and it hits harder for 320 damage on average.
The difference, so it's not an autoloader compared to a T-69.
Oh yeah, but the damage output is amazing. It's pretty much comparable to tank destroyers of that tier, and tank destroyers are generally the highest DPM tanks of their tier. Generally, they have the bigger gun, shoots a little faster, they just do better damage. And so, the Object 416 is a medium tank with tank destroyer-like damage output and kind of the restrictions in movement similar to that of a tank destroyer. It doesn't turn its turret all the way around.
That's true. It has about a 120-degree angle, more or less, to the front.
Something like that. It's about that.
But in a lot of the engagements, you don't need to turn all the way around. Unless, which I learned from you, is you do turn all the way around and you run across, you still have your turret angled because you have better armor because the turret's angled at that section when you're moving away. Plus, you're shooting back at the enemy.
Well, you can kind of run at them or sideways, but you can't quite turn it all the way around.
Yeah.
If you're running away, you're in a bad place. You shouldn't. If you're running away, you've already this
You're in
is already
you're
bad.
in a losing position.
Yeah,
already.
it's just bad. But you can kind of go sideways at people and kind of make some runs. You just,
Yeah. It's tough.
It's tough. It takes a certain kind of player.
Compared to 1390, you just turn the turret all the way around. Like, hey, look at this turret armor I got to the front, now the back of my tank.
Yeah, it's like a lot of tanks, like the Pershing and stuff for Mornblade. It's just one of those tanks that you get the right tanker in there. You're conscious of your strengths and your weaknesses and where you belong. Hey, you have to find the right for the Pershing, the right hull down. For the 416, it's hull downs are completely different. You can find hull downs in places other tanks cannot because you're just so low. You can be in the right road and you're in a hull down, or you can be behind a very small rock and be in hull down, and you're just fine.
Or behind other tanks.
Or behind other tanks and be not able to see over them at all because you're like 3 feet off the ground.
We
Tiny
have,
little tank.
it's just about under 90 seconds for the players to be ready so we can start the matchup here in Prohorovka. And they are finally selecting the last tanks for their team as we jump into this map in just a second. And I do look forward to some of the changes these teams are going to bring. As we have talked about before, Season 1, Refuse to Die, Bag of Kittens, we saw them day in and day out, battling it out with the other Titans of Season 1. Unfortunately, they did not make it on, got knocked down in relegation, but now they're back. Top tier, now this is a team that maybe has more to prove than Refuse to Die because we haven't seen them as much. But combination of two teams, 5 from one, 5 from the other. One of them representing Canada at WCG. I think it's gonna be a good firefight.
Yeah, I definitely. And we're going to see some really cool stuff out of a Bag of Kittens. Take a look at this tank lineup, Clutch.
We're going to go ahead and jump into the battle number 1. It's going to be on Prohorovka. Refuse to Die versus Top Tier.
Would you look at that? Do you see it, Clutch? That's right.
What
An
is
STA-1.
happening?
Yes! We've got a Pershing and STA-1 at T69 and two 1390s for the side of Refuse to Die. On the other side, Top Tier has 3 T32s and two 1390s. So, heavy armor, big health points right there for Top Tier. But Refuse to Die bringing out the new Japanese tank.
The Japanese STA-1 making its debut here. I'm going to follow this tank for a while to give you guys a good view of what it looks like.
It's a good looking tank, ain't it?
It's the turrets of these Japanese tanks are so top-heavy sometimes, it feels.
It looks like it, but
At least with the Chiuri.
yeah, it's a huge turret. But for this one, it's like more Pershing size. Well, kind of more close to a Patton, really.
And this is a medium tank?
Yeah, medium tank. Medium tanks are my favorite tanks. I love lights, but mediums I love just a little bit more. And I played
it's
that
cool.
a
They
little
have
bit.
they have Japanese.
Yeah.
Katagana, hiragana, or kanji. Took Japanese in college. Only class I ever failed in my life.
Good job, Clutch. I failed French twice.
Yeah. Well,
I slept a lot. Yeah. Why am I admitting that?
STA trying to get a shot against that T1 far away. It's going to be a little bit too far. You think that machine gun could penetrate the armor of the T1 on top of the STA? I think it could.
What's, yeah, that looks like a, is that like close to a 50 cal?
That's close.
No, that looks a little smaller. That's not. I don't know what the they mounted on those.
No. You know what? No.
I don't know.
Tankspedia.
They would know.
Check it out.
Go check it out.
Well, let's go ahead and check out what the rest of his team is doing. Foster Kid is going to be staying back to the south in the T1. Look at this engagement on the railroad tracks. Both tankers staying really close. And this has, Top Tier has moved a lot of that ground to cover that some tankers struggle with, has moved up right up to those railroad tracks and those T-32s.
Yeah. Backstas has been proxy spotting some guys in the north, but T-32s look like, are they going to cross? Yeah, Valleccio and Sublime Banana have crossed the tracks. They're going to the east. They're leaving behind E63M6 and Agamemnon along with Coolhammer. They've begun the engagement, and now Sublime Banana has taken a few hits. Valleccio taking hits on the side. This is a huge mistake, I feel like, out of Top Tier.
Well, the engagement, though, next to the buildings where they're at, those buildings will crumble with each shot, but Valleccio's just going to go for it. These T-32s jumping up in front of
They don't
Sublime
care,
Banana,
man.
they're pushing out against them, and they do have a lot of HP to cover that ground. But, oh, that shot from Sublime Banana looks like that one did hit, and Valleccio gets the first Tier 8 kill. Yeah, however, it's taking a lot of damage, but Sublime Banana is going to cruise across that little roadway and try to help out Valleccio.
And they peek out. Anubis takes 3 hits, and he's down to 396. Colonel Angus should be peeking out in just a moment, but you've got 3 T-32s. One of them's taken no hits. Sublime Banana still at 100 hit points. Where are a bag of kittens and Valkyrie Vewas? I felt like they should have torn apart these T-32s, but this fight's going a completely different direction. Top tier just bullying their opponents with more hit points.
I love it. T-32s pushing across the way into the village, and now they're going to turn north. T1 still able to spot a bag of kittens and hired gun falling to Baxtaz. And now Cool Hammer, excuse me, pushing up in the 1390. Bag of kittens trying to fall back into the water. And he tries to get a shot on Cool Hammer. Cool Hammer gets a hit against Bag of Kittens. Malaysia on the T-32 going for the Goomba. Oh, on both sides. But Agamemnon falls and hurts himself.
Oh my, what a jump. He got so much air.
Valkyrie Vewas, the only tier 8 left alive.
He could get it. He
He goes for the push. Oh, not enough.
I think he could drown him, though. You might drown him.
He's going for another shot. T1 from behind, getting some hits, and he falls. Foster Kid, last one left in the T1. Takes down the other T1 across the railroad tracks.
But
what an engagement coming up from both these teams.
What air. It's just sick air from that 1390, and now Sublime Banana's going to get the cleanup.
I'm going to make a note. And there's the last shot. Top tier, T-32, no cons, proving it once again. This time on Prohorovka, 3 T-32s. Wow. And that was such great positioning. They covered that ground quickly, got into the firefight, and they were taking a lot of damage, but T-32s have a lot of HP to play with, and they have a lot of damage to play with, especially being that close with their penetration value. Boom, 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 knocking out those tier 8s.
Just really great use of the tank. It's got solid DPM, and the T-32s just, look at it. Look at the damage on this team. Top 3 tanks, T-32, T-32, and a T-32 doing the most damage. We've got 2,000, 1,700, and 1,300 from the T-32s. The first 2 to go in, Sublime Banana and Velatio, did the most damage. They just put out shot after shot, and it's not enough damage. Valkyrie Vewas got what he could done, but no one else was there to do anything about it. I really expected Refuse to Die to be able to repel that, but they just were not ready. They just weren't ready, and they didn't make the connections. They didn't deal enough damage on this.
Sometimes there's just, you can't handle that much freedom on a battlefield with that many T-32s. You don't know what to do.
It's too American, man.
It's too American. Too American. Well, that was some great play from both these teams here, but especially that jump of Agamemnon, man. I wrote that down, so hopefully we can grab the replay from the game file and put it in somewhere.
If only he'd landed on someone.
If he did, it would have been even better, but he's just like, I'm not going to make it. Nope. Bam, right into the water. But it was a worthy try.
Belly flop. It hurts so much.
Next battle's going to be on Himmelsdorf, it looks like. That'll be the choice of Refuse to Die. Bag of Kittens saying, okay, guys, let's put some distance between us and these T-32s, or at least we can get some better flank fire against them. I think that's going to be the plan here for Himmelsdorf. Hill play has been tricky so far, we've seen today. It's been T1s scouting something and getting scared about it and leaving, and the rest of the team adjusting accordingly.
Yeah, that's generally what you do when you find out there's bad men there with bigger guns than you. It's good to run away in the T1 Cunningham.
That's right.
It's prudent. You preserve your tank, and you don't die. That's pro.
It's 3 of the same things in one.
The cons I can think of are
none.
You lose some position that you would have lost already. So running away seems to be about the only option to think about when you're starting.
I was thinking more of that one matchup where a lot of the team played defensive and then they swooped down the tank alleyway and decided to go for the flag.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just go for it sometimes. Don't sit back. You're going to get taken advantage of. Set the tempo.
Roll that dice and take the reins of the match itself. And then we say that, and people are like, I'm going to go for it.
It's just bad, and we're like, oh, so my advice was
fall back.
Situational, guys.
Fall back. Well, Himmelsdorf is always a fun match whenever you see tankers move across that courtyard section. That's always a little bit crazy to see because it's a gamble, and it's a gamble due to no cover going across that fountain area. But if it works out, if you do get across, and if you make it down to the D line or up to the G line, it's fun. Or down to the G line and up to the D line.
There you go. Yeah, just got to get that right.
D before T.
Yeah, just meh. But it's still so dangerous to actually go and cross the field.
It really
and
is.
even when you get
It
across
is.
the hills, you've still got great cover for shots from the hill. If you have hill control, you can really shut down a team deciding to go towards the
we did see
courtyard.
that in one matchup where they did have hill control and they had one of those tier 8s on the hill, but that let the rest of the team, the enemy team on the bottom, know, hey, they're not going to have shots on us if we push forward. Get behind that cover.
Right
And
on
they
the 8
surrounded.
line. You can't shoot from the hill down the 8 line. Now, if from the southern ramp off of the hill, you can kind of get some good shots, but from the north side, you don't get anything. There's a wall. It blocks every shot.
That's tough.
It's useless.
That's tough. These players are almost ready to go, guys. They have 60 more seconds left. For
Oh,
their
do you see these
time.
tank choices?
Tank.
That's wow. Talk about new tank choices out of these teams. We got
They're changing them up.
top tiers really bringing something different. I hope they're gonna. I wonder if they're gonna change that.
I think they are.
I
They still
saw
have
a
time.
Roomba and I see a Yag 88.
You can mess around with the team. It's not until those
Head
last couple
games, man.
seconds that boom.
Oh, they
they're
are going to
locking
change
in.
it out. Yeah, okay. I was scared. I was like, a Yag 88 is not going to work on this map. It's just not. I can tell.
Yeah, 88, got to be kidding me. It's not prudent. Not prudent. No, it's going to be more of a standard lineup here.
Yeah,
But
there
a
we
110 is probably going to be brought to the battlefield between these two teams. Almost ready to go here on Himmelsdorf. And this is going to be battle number 2. Battle number 1 went to top tier. Again, this was a team that was called T32 Best Tier 8 2013. It's a mouthful. So they shortened their name to top tier. And this is led by Valacio, who was a member of Pubstars.
Yes.
And now he made a team of his own. After he
Never
landed.
told us why. He just like, I made it back on a
No,
plane
I
and
asked
I
him-
started a new team.
Yeah, exactly.
I was expecting him to say a
I
little.
was feeding him the question of, what happened? And he's like, I landed, started a new team. That's how it worked. All right, guys, go ahead and jump into battle number 2. Top tier versus Refuse to Die.
Taking a look at these tanks, we've got a 110, 2 5100s, and 2 IS-3s for the side of Refuse to Die. For top tier, we've got 3 AMX 5100s and 2 IS-3s. Not a whole lot of change here, but I like that 110. It seems to be a strong tank to bring. Got great DPMs, got a solid health pool, and that Shuka is just so sharp.
It is so sharp. We see so many bounces off that Shuka. And it is a good choice to have if you want to mix it up compared to bringing that IS-3. And here we go.
Got east side movement for the for top tier. They're going to send a 5100 on up, and behind the 5100, actually next to him, is Backstaz in the T1, along with Uberlichi, MC Black, and Coolhammer are all going towards the hill with 2 IS-3s, Explosion Man, and reverse angled with Valacio. This is something, this reminds me of something I saw out of Cazadores.
Cazadores.
Yeah, they used to have Cess and Logos in the IS-3, Battle Buddies for Life, kind of doing that same thing here in A7. And on the other side, it looks like Refuse to Die is going to be setting up in the southwest.
I miss the Cazadores. Unfortunately, they did not make it into season 3, I believe.
No, they're here.
They're here, yeah.
They're going to be here. They're in the. You were doing stuff on the other league.
They're on Bravo, not on Alpha. That's
yeah,
right.
You were researching all the Alpha stuff. It's okay, Clutch.
Okay.
They
we also
made
have,
it.
We also have Game Over, and Game Over is from
Yeah,
Brazil,
exactly.
and I'm looking forward.
Yeah,
to
but
both those teams.
they were secured in their position in
Exactly.
the league. Also, Cazadores looked really good, by the way. I don't think you got to see that match.
No, I did
It was
not.
during relegation, so you missed out on that. You were overseas, but it was really good to see them play, and it was solid. I liked it.
False alarm, guys. Cazadores is
It's
back.
okay, Clutch.
I've just been focusing on the other teams that are
Yeah.
tonight and for the rest of the week, but looking forward to seeing them again.
But they did get close to losing.
using my
It was-
limited Spanish.
yeah.
Yeah, the
That relegation, man.
Yep.
Well, that hill control going to top tier. They're not going to spot anything from it. Doesn't look like they're set up for that. Oh, wait, is that Coolhammer? Yes, it is Coolhammer looking down the D line, just waiting for someone to show up. He's getting a little impatient, though. Puts himself in a blind spot. As it looks like, who's that T1 in the, trying to proxy spot in Echo 7?
Hired gun.
Ah.
I'm following him right now on that T1. He's not finding anything.
Well, he won't. There's no one down there.
Exactly, but that's some crucial information for him saying, guys, there's nothing over here. What's happening?
Yeah. And, oh, he's actually spotted. He's going to get spotted, I guess, by Coolhammer? Wow.
Well, I see that Backstaz is spotted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Backstaz spotted him? Oh, well, Oh, there's Backstaz. And he's going to
And
go down.
And he's dead.
Oh.
World War
Well,
II.
there we go.
Oh, there we go. World War II fanatic gets a shot from downtown in that IS-3. Hired gun still turning the corner around the tank alley section. Not seeing anything really yet.
Well, they're getting pretty close to their opponent's cap, and we're actually not seeing much movement out of top tier. They still have guys on the hill. Explosion Man, Vallejo just waiting around. They know something's coming. Well, they expect something to be coming. Well, and 5100s, Uberlichi and E63
This could be a really good position for Refuse to Die if they go for that flag cap. They get the isolation on the 2 tanks that are covering the flag position at Alpha 7 and get those isolated kills. They will be 5 against 3. And as we talked about before, man, arithmetic, 5 is better than 3. Generally.
I mean, sometimes 3 beats 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened. I've seen it.
It depends how big the 3s are, how good they are. Yeah, I've seen it too. I'm just talking about physics, man. Physics can't explain how a bumblebee can fly.
Yeah, it can.
No.
Totally can.
No, according to physics, they don't.
No, that's
understand
just a
how
rumor.
bumblebee flies.
That's a silly rumor.
All right. Well, it's maybe something I learned in
No,
high school.
it's that thing that everyone says, and then you think it's true because everyone says it. But
Oh man,
you can there's explanations of how bumblebees fly.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I could be wrong.
It's okay.
It's happened once or twice in my life.
It's okay. It was proven to me once, and I was like, oh.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said it once, and then I was made a fool of.
I care about how honey tastes. That's all I care about.
It's delicious. I love it in my tea. It's great.
Oh man, I'm gonna make some tonight. All right, guys, T1's pushing up. Minute 34, now 40 seconds. Both of them have put most of their tanks on the flag cap. In a good position to force
Foster Kid spotted.
the rest of top tier to come around that corner. The T1s, or their one T1 is down. Colonel Hammer, Cool Hammer, is the one still
Shots on the move.
alive.
Vallejo does not connect. It hits instead a truck, and now Vallejo will connect his tank with a T1. And boom,
Oh,
there it goes.
boom!
And then Explosion Man gets the other one.
He didn't even know it was there. And he takes a couple hits, but he moves out of the way.
Yep. Vallejo and Explosion Man need to keep going forward because right behind them is Valkyrie Vewas and 2 other tanks. And they're just going to run straight at World War II Fanatic and Anubis. Just book it straight to them. It's the only option right now because they are flanked. And crossing the street behind them is MC Black and Explosion Man. They're just going to jump on this IS-3. Shots into Vallejo took down to 563. But one more hit on World War II Fanatic will take him down.
This is turning into a stop them in their tracks environment for the north side on Delta, because to the south there is one of those tier 8s at 9 seconds left, along with that T1 until a flag cap. Another shot coming out from E63 M6 against Fosta Kid.
One.
Bag full of kittens
0.
trying to get down there.
Oh.
Shot from long range.
No, too late.
Is it too late?
It's too late, and that is cap
Wow,
victory.
what a shot. But it is too late. Just at the last second, they're able to get the flag cap. And that is going to go to... Oh, it was going to the blue team.
That was top tier, right?
That was top tier,
Yeah, top tier won that one.
Top tier won that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry about that, guys. It was top tier. We had that right in our heads. And we had it right on the screen. Top tier was the one that was able to take it, but very, very close. Refused to Die. That engagement of the north, at first you thought, okay, Refused to Die can get 1 or 2 kills.
Mhm.
But the spread happened very well for top tier. And then top tier became a game of slow them down.
Yeah.
Slow them down, slow them down. And they won.
That's all they had to do, and they had to and the Refused to Die didn't cover their cap. That was the thing. They didn't have someone there ready to deal with that, and because of that, you only needed 2 tanks on it, and that's all they had. They had 5100 there to deal with any T1s that would show up, and then the T1 just got to take cover. And even if they reset, they weren't going to be able to get back in time to stop the T1 from finishing cap.
That's right. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, battle number 3 of top tier versus Refuse to Die. You're watching World of Tanks Gold League. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to match number 4 of the night. Refuse to Die versus top tier. Top tier is up 2-0. They are in top tier performance right now against Refuse to Die. But still anybody's game. The next map, it looks like it's going to be Abbey of all maps.
Ooh, interesting choice.
Slower pace.
They can, but remember what we saw earlier today on our first Abbey?
We
It was
did.
very fast. Quick. I think it was even decided before the 5-minute mark. At least it was
The
close.
engagement was happening before the 5-minute
yeah.
mark. I don't
So
remember where it ended.
You could, yeah, you're right. Maybe it ended after, but
Maybe-
it was pretty much
maybe
decided.
about 4:27 is when it
Yeah, sounds about right.
Still
You're just gonna
good.
pick 427,
Yeah.
just about there.
Well, I always remember how Colby Jr. led his Simple Tinkers
Oh,
team into
God.
that flag cap, that fast cap. And I was like, yes, from
How that worked, I
south
have
to north.
no idea.
Hey.
That should never work.
study it.
The
It worked.
cap is on a plateau. It's out in the open. It's like, shoot me, I'm on cap. That's how it's designed.
Well, they were too far away to get there.
Yeah, but how do you get yourself in that situation?
They're not expecting it. It's the element of
Yeah.
surprise. Who fast caps on Abby? Nobody. Hence why it worked.
Well, you still have to watch for it, or else they're going to actually fast cap you. The point is, it's really easy to defend, so you defend it, and then it's taken care of, and they can't fast cap you.
Hey man. All it took was one orc with a giant explosion to get that one hole in that wall. That was it.
Terrible engineering.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into battle number 3, guys. Top tier versus Refuse to Die on Abby.
Gonna move backing out of the bush, and will he be able to escape? And he fires on Anubis. Anubis gets scared, but Valkyrie Vewas in the high ground is spotted as well. He may line up a shot, taking hits, and there goes the team.
Anubis trying to fire at Velatio. Velatio firing back. Anubis takes a hit, 1174. Takes another one. 940 out of 1400. Another one from the T-32. Anubis could fall here. 123 misses his shot against the T-32, and he falls. Minute and 10 seconds now left, and it's going to be a backup, a retreat, full retreat from Refuse to Die, as they're going to now have the clock run down and go for the draw.
Well, top tier actually went for a counter cap a little bit, and they're actually going to send their 1390s against the STA-1. STA-1, though, making solid connections, taking Explosion Man down to 636. Looks like members of Refuse to Die are returning south to try and deal with this. It looks like a bag of kittens is spotted. Uber Litchi is taken down. They're about just over half health, and they will engage on World War II Fanatic. World War II Fanatic getting a great track shot. Explosion Man burning his kit. Second shot into Explosion Man. There's a bounce. Explosion Man misses and takes a hit from Fostakid. He goes down. Rupert Litchi is going to try and deal with this tank, but I think there's too much burst here, and they're going to be sacking 2 1390s.
And a crash into the side. Bag of Kittens comes from the rear.
Wow. That is a huge loss. Oh, wow. In response, World War II Fanatic does go down, and there is now a 3v3 as far as tier rates, but a huge health pool advantage going to top tier.
Top tier still going to hold out against the Refuse to Die swing. And that is going to be a draw between the two teams, meaning we're going to go to game number 4. And we're also going to take a quick little commercial break after that matchup and get ready for game number 4. We'll find out what the map is going to be on. Can top tier close it out, or will Refuse to Die win the next 2 to bring us to our first shootout of Season 3? We'll find out after this. To the Wargaming.net Gold League right here. America. We're having the best teams. Top 16 teams are duking it out for a $150,000 prize pool. The 2 teams that we have right now is Refuse to Die versus Top Tier. We're going to be jumping into battle number 4 on Cliff. This was a map that was added in Season 2, much to the adoration of the players since they really enjoy this map. We enjoyed it as well. It's pretty symmetrical.
Yeah.
You cut it in half.
I like
it. Looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out which team can take it. Refuse to Die down 0 to Top Tier's 2 points. They just had a draw, which means there's only 2 maps left. Refuse to Die could bring this to a shootout scenario, which means that the victor of that shootout scenario would only get 1 point instead of 3 for a victory in the best of 5. I think Top Tier can still clinch it. I think this is going to be the map for them.
They definitely looked a lot stronger. They've just been performing well. They're already up 2, but Refuse to Die took that to a draw, so they could kind of switch that momentum back in their favor. And the thing is, there's a lot of other things other than just your strategy that go into this. In a best of 5, think about it. You got the morale of your team. You get tired later into it. Maybe that's what Refuse to Die can use to bring this into a victory. Just being having higher endurance than their opponent.
Higher endurance. That's a good way to put it, because these guys sometimes they're up late, really late, especially on the East Coast. I mean, right now I'm seeing that it's almost 9 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, almost midnight over on the East Coast. But they're sticking with it. They're sacrificing their time. And because of that, you can get great rewards, such as, a check for your team for $50,000. Vulcan Gaming did that twice. Simp, $25,000 they took home twice. Hey, man, I'll stay up till midnight and beyond for that kind of money.
Definitely. Although you got to say the Brazilians are like 3 hours ahead of even the East Coast, right? So
oh man, that's true.
They're up really.
I don't know
late.
how it works down in South America.
I don't know. All I remember is they have a really uncomfortable time zone to play for America. I mean, it's not like if they played in Europe or Russia or something that have better time, but just playing in.
Well, for them, it's really hot right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
How hot?
Well, the southern hemisphere has the reverse climate.
I thought
of
maybe
us.
you checked the weather or something.
No, I have friends in Australia.
Are there like records being broken here, Clutch?
No, I find it funny that the other half of the world in Christmas time, it's hot. Summertime.
That would be awesome. Summertime, Christmas, get presents, then go outside and, like, I don't know, chill out in a hammock that you just got. Or
No,
something.
I like the snow. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into the game, guys. Battle number 4, Top Tier versus Refuse to Die on Clip.
Taking a look at these tanks, we've got 2 T-32s, T-69, and 2 1390s for the side of Refuse to Die. The other side got a T-32, T-69, and 3 1390s. Oh, Explosion Man actually has a spall liner. That's weird. I've never seen
away
that
from those heat shells, maybe.
Well, HE, it doesn't affect heat.
Oh, yeah, HE, excuse me.
But it also makes your tank heavier, and so you do more ramming damage. So expect to let's see how well the ramming does.
Yeah, 1390s. I'm out of shells, guys, but don't worry. I have a spall liner.
Whee!
Crashes. Foster Kid leading the charge for the red team. Red team is going to be Refused to Die. They're spawning to the south. He's going to get up there here pretty quick.
Ooh, Agamemnon and E63 are actually going to go to the west, not opting to go to the middle, and Boston Kid will be spotted out. They turn their turrets, but no, everyone is actually loaded. 1390 should be ready for an engagement as they will take west control. So Top Tier's taking that west control. This will be crucial if they can get a crossfire. E63 going for shots, but he will actually take the first hit from a bag of kittens, who appears to be firing AP. Agamemnon taking a hit as well. Wow, but finally World War II Fanatic takes some hits. And they're Uber Lichy.
He's at 8. Valkyrie Viewers turns around the corner. He gets him. He takes a shot from Valatio, though, in that T-32. T-32 bounces that T-69 shot, and he wants blood. He's pushing up against that mountain. And now the red team's falling back.
Yeah, they're reloading, but Valatio is going to put a shot in a bag of kittens. But also 1390s, where are they? Where is Explosion Man? Agamemnon, are they putting shots on anyone? Not seeing a lot of connections. They're taking ones, though, and slowly getting whittled down. But this T8 advantage is going to be huge for Refuse to Die. They can take this and possibly, if they back off, take position, can win it. Although, looks like T1 fight. MC Black is losing. He's down to 15 hit points against Hired Gun. Hired Gun goes around the corner and will take him. That T1 advantage means that that I expect to see cat pressure. Refuse to Die should win this one. They have every reason to win from this position. Take it back to battle 5.
World War II Fanatic takes a big hit from Valatio, looks like from the T-32, or it could have been from this 1390 across the other side to the donut hole. Anubis and his T-32s giving some of that reverse medicine, giving a dose of their own medicine against Top Tier.
Oh, but T1s will go down. Both Hired Gun and Have No Mercy are down.
Nice shot. Nice shot against World War II Fanatic coming out of Explosion Man. Valatio on that T-32 not allowing them to move even further up. He takes a big hit, but shoots into World War II Fanatic. Valkyrie Viewers in the 1390 coming around from the east. He's going to try to get behind that T-32.
He's spotted, though. He's spotted. And now E63 zeroes a shot. Valkyrie Viewers did get into cover, but he peeks out and he will go down to E63.
And now the favor swings over to Top Tier. T-69 still unloading into the sides of those 1390s. Anubis is still left alive in the T-32, but he just saw World War II Fanatic fall. Right,
Valatio's doing so much damage, and with his high ground advantage, he's just able to really abuse the members of Refuse to Die. Refuse to Die had it in the bag, but just not able to bring it out, and Valatio just bullying them with the C-32. Although, solid connections into the turret, into the hatch, even from down below. Anubis showing he still has a lot of skill, has claws.
Still has a fight, and he has one team member backing him up. That's a bag of kittens in that T-69. T-32 and T-69 from Refuse to Die are going to live up to that name. And that T-32 bounces again, another shot to the front.
Went for the hatch, just not able to get it.
Anubis still going to stay behind this rock. And now Valatio pulling back a little bit, allowing Explosion Man and E63M6 to push up in those 1390s.
They put a few hits into a bag of kittens, bounces onto Anubis. Anubis takes a connection from Valatio, takes a connection from a 1390. More shots coming out as Explosion Man is coming in hot to finish off this T-32, but Valatio gets the kill. Now Explosion Man gets onto a bag of kittens and finishes him off. Victory, Top Tier.
Top Tier are able to take it 3-0 with one draw, and they move on with 3 points under their belt in day number 1 of week 1 of season 3 of the Wargaming.net Gold League. Nice play coming from this new team.
Yeah, I really like it. They look so strong in the qualifiers. It was hard to tell how good they actually were without throwing up against some real Gold League teams. But Refuse to Die is they're on the upswing, but maybe they're just not quite there yet. top tier, I still want to see him face off against one of our veterans of the Gold League.
That's true. That's true. Refuse to Die has a couple kinks to work out, but I'm sure they'll be looking just fine here in the rest of the week. But every road is going to be an uphill climb for all these teams. It's very difficult. And we only have 3 weeks of group play, and at the end of those 3 weeks, it's the top 8 teams that are going to join us in the finals, and that's it. If you're not part of those top 8 teams, there is no prize money to be had.
They do get some gold.
They do get gold. There are rewards,
Yeah.
but it's tough. It's tough. It's heartbreaking sometimes when you kind of see the picture being painted halfway through the season. River of Blood, one of those teams where they're going to have to win every game, and if they don't, they're not going to make it. And
Yeah, that was last season.
2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, this season they promised that won't happen again.
Yeah.
Now. They promised they would bring a much stronger,
We
better,
believe in
stronger
you,
play.
Canada. We believe.
You can do it. He's making big promises about how they're gonna really show it to Fulcrum Gaming and Simp and the like.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, that does it for Top Tier and Refuse to Die. The last match of the night is going to be #RU versus the Googly Boppers, or GB for short. Stay tuned. We'll be back with that match after this.